Dun, 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 da, da. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I made a bit of a spontaneous purchase today at work, and this is something that I have been wanting for a very long time, ever since I started working on the cars and whatnot. Specifically when I was still working on the Aztec car. I have been wanting an Autel scan tool for a very long time. And today, the tool truck at work happened to have this one on the truck, and a lot of other techs at the dealership have this exact same model here. And I decided to put it on my account because why not? So, in today's vlog, we are going to unbox this thing, and we are going to take a look at what it can do on both of the cars that are here right now. And yeah, so this is by all means no product placement. I am not sponsored by Autel. This is literally just me so excited to finally have a scan tool that will let me look at data PIDs and do other things, obviously. Codes in various engine and powertrain and body control module, ABS, all that stuff, and much more. This is just, I'm so excited. So this may be helpful for anybody who is interested in buying a scan tool of their own. And I don't know. I'm just, this, like I said, we're unboxing it. I haven't opened it up at all yet. This is the first time I'm taking a look at it with you guys. I'm going to obviously register it, and then it'll probably have to charge for a little bit. But, we'll take it outside after a little bit once it's been in here long enough, charged, registered, whatever. And then we'll go ahead and see some of the things that I can do. And then maybe in the future, not only will it maybe show up in other vlogs and whatnot, depending on what issues may come up with whatever cars I have in my possession, but, maybe I'll give you guys an update after so long on, when I kind of figure everything else out about it. Yeah, I'm just super excited to finally have this thing. So, this one in particular is the Autel MaxiCheck MX808. I've been wanting an Autel scan tool specifically for a long time because even when I was in school, the one scan tool that we had in the shop at school was an OTC Encore. And you know what? It was not a bad scan tool. It was a little slow. It took a little while for things to, load and read, but it wasn't all that bad. We also had a Snap-on scan tool. It was a huge tablet. I mean, it was a nice size screen and all, but it was Windows based, and it was like, a few $1,000s, I'm sure. But it always crashed, and there were always issues with it. To be quite honest, I have, over time watched videos on YouTube, including Autel scan tools and whatnot, particularly South Main Auto. I'm a huge Eric O fan. And I've always watched him with his Autels and whatnot, and the Autel scan tools just always seem so user friendly. I mean, it literally is like almost kind of like an Android tablet or whatnot, even though Android, in my opinion, is not the most user friendly thing in the world. But out of all the scan tools that I have actually gotten my hands on and have seen in person and whatnot, like I said, a few of the guys around the shop have these, and I've had to use them once or twice, and they just seem so easy to use. So anyway, that was the real reason why I picked the Altel. I also just like the way they look. This one is obviously, not the top end Altel scan tool, but it does do quite a bit for at least. It may even be more than what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm still entry level tech at work, so I don't do a whole lot of major diags and such at this time. But there have been a few instances where if I've had a used car in my bay and maybe there was a code, like I just had a Jeep Renegade in my bay, a few weeks ago, for me to inspect and whatnot for, obviously for the lot. And there was a warning on the cluster for the sound system not working. But when I went through this, turned the stereo on and whatnot, it seemed to be working. However, I did notice the front passenger door speaker did not work. So I ended up, just because there was a message on the cluster about the sound system not working, I borrowed one of these, this exact model here, hooked it up, and sure enough, there was a specific code for that circuit open for that channel that the radio module and stuff picked up. And to really get the stereo to work, we ordered a new speaker. I put it in. I had to clear the code, and then everything started working just fine. So there are instances where this is going to come in handy, and like I said, I really wanted one for home use, especially with like the Grand Am. But this is going to be helpful with any other projects that I may do in the future, let alone my own cars. The Fusion and the Fiesta and other family cars. This will also do like just a couple of things it says on the back. It'll allow you to put the car in brake service mode if you happen to have a car like the Fusion, for example. We might try it just to see how it works. But if you got to change the rear brakes on the Fusion, you need to have the parking brake in service mode because it's electronic parking brake. And if you try to wind the caliper up without putting it in service mode, you just probably destroyed your caliper. You probably stripped out the parking brake mechanism in it. So this will put that into service mode. What's this? Forced regeneration in adjusting injectors, reset steering angle sensor, reset service mileage and service intervals for like oil changes and stuff. Not every car you can access oil change resets through the cluster or through a message center or something. Sometimes you have to have a scan tool to actually go in and reset the change oil monitor. That might be more common on like imports and such, like BMWs and Mercedes and whatnot. You might have to use this to reset that. TPMS relearn. If you have new TPM tire pressure monitor sensors in your tires, this will allow you to access the training mode. Most cases you might have to have the little remote to go from sensor to sensor on the outside, but this will put that in learn mode if you need to. So this will do a lot of things that I need it to do, like I said, for like my level. But I'm just so excited. So let's go ahead and start opening it up and seeing what exactly is inside. I like this case. I'm going to start off by saying that now. Oh, that's nice. Nice. Oh, I'm so excited. So this, I believe, is what, 7 inches? It's a 7-inch display, if that's what I'm reading correctly on the package. Yeah, so 7-inch display. It says on the package it's tool resistant for grease and water. It does have Wi-Fi connectivity. Like I said, once you turn it on, you have to register it, so it probably has to hook up to the Wi-Fi. It comes with this silica gel. I like how everything is like strapped down. So this is probably the user guide and whatnot, startup guide. We'll just leave that out because I'm probably going to end up looking at it. So here's our cords. some people are probably going to be like, why didn't you get a Bluetooth version? I really don't care for the Bluetooth version. I mean, maybe one day. And it comes in handy, I'm sure, if you have to do something outside of the car. But, you know, this, having a corded one is fine with me. And I'm pretty sure you can buy extensions through Alltel to maybe add on to this. And then that way, you know, just having a longer cord, you know, I mean, the whole Bluetooth thing is for some people, but for me, I feel like I don't need the Bluetooth right away. Here's the power cord and the adapter. It's a USB thing, so it's almost like a cell phone nowadays. So if you have a USB power supply that you can hook right into, maybe like a power strip or something, you might not need that. But for here in the house, I'm going to use that. And now we can take a look at the actual skein tool. Oh, it's so cool. It's not heavy. It's a pretty decent size. It's got a little stand that you can use to you know, set it somewhere, like if we wanted to set it on the desk. There it is. And then you can also use the like a lot of people may set it on the steering wheel also, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so I got it sitting over here. The cord really isn't all that long, the USB cord, but I got it sitting over here, and like you can see, it's charging, so we'll let it charge for a bit. Hey, what are you doing? Alright, so I went ahead and got everything registered, and it takes us to the home screen. So we'll get ready to take this out here in just a moment. It's at 51% battery life, but the you know, it doesn't necessarily have to run on the battery. So when the car is on and it's hooked up to the, you know, the car, it runs off of the car power, you know, so it doesn't necessarily have to, you know, have a fully charged battery. Other than this having the functionality of doing a, you know, stuff with cars and whatnot, if you go to the home screen, it literally is like any other, almost like a smartphone or a tablet of some type. I mean, it takes pictures, I guess, or I don't know if it has a camera or not. Maybe not, but it has a gallery, so like I guess you could save pictures. I don't know. It's got a calculator. It has, like I said, Wi-Fi, so you can get on the internet. I think this is this Chrome? It looks like Chrome. Yeah, it takes you to the Alltel website, so you can surf the web and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. That'll allow you to do that, and you could probably, yeah, swipe up to close them out, I guess. Wallpapers. I mean, it's pretty much just like any other tablet almost. Oh, that's cool. See, it's like a live wallpaper. Alright, so we're outside now. It is 7:33 and we are already almost dark outside. So this is technically the first vlog that I've filmed in the fall of this year. We are officially into fall. So I got this cord hooked up. Now all we gotta do is find the DLC on the Fusion. So we're gonna do both cars. I wanted to try, obviously, with a newer vehicle. It's got power. See, it says it's connected to the car. And we'll turn the ignition to the on position for the time being. Turn everything else off. That is off, okay. So, but yeah, I wanted to try it with this car since this car is newer. And then I also wanted to obviously do it on the Grand Am because I do have a little bit of a story to tell you guys. See if we can get this to prop up there. Oh, that's nice. See, look at that. Alright, so now we can unlock it and we'll do diagnosis or diagnostics. Now, we don't have any, well, we shouldn't have any trouble codes, but I just want to see what this thing can do. So, auto VIN. It's going to pull up the VIN and it should read the car automatically. Yeah. Okay, so this would be a 15 model year. I'm assuming that means it's, you know, reading stuff from the car. Now this one is also not necessarily the quickest from what when I used it at work. But that's okay. As long as it works. It shows the battery voltage of the car also, since it's hooked up to, you know, the car. So right now the battery's sitting at 12.38 volts. I got the headlights off and whatnot. Obviously the cluster stays on because it's, you know. There we go. So auto scan, if we did auto scan, it's going to look through all of the modules. If we did control unit, we can specifically look at a particular module. Just for giggles, let's see if anything's been hiding in the Fusion. No PCM codes. 4 ABS faults, interesting. RCM would be like airbags and stuff. There are a lot of modules in today's cars. But this is just, it's so cool to have something like this finally. The FCIM has a fault. That would be this whole thing here, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so it looks like we had a fault, 4 faults with the ABS for some reason, and 1 for the front control and display interface module. I'm curious about the ABS ones, because there's been no lights or anything. So let's see what we got. Read codes. It is on. Maybe I'm not plugged in all the way. Nope, I am. There we go. Electronic parking brake enable. Lost communication with power steering. Control module A. Lost communication with restraint control. Invalid data. So these are U codes. So U codes are communication codes. And the B is obviously for body control module. So I wonder what happens. So it gives you the option to see freeze frame ID, so we can see when it actually took place. The first time since, okay. We were going 0, so the car wasn't moving. I wonder why that happened. It's very interesting. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it could have been when I had the, when I changed the battery. Who knows? So, alright, so we'll get out of this. These just, they're apparently nothing because I never had any lights or whatnot. Doesn't say that it's like active or a current code. Let's back up some. Live data is what I wanted to see too. Reading codes. 4. What's this guy? Ignition switch is on. Maybe this whole thing's normal. I don't know. The cluster's probably going to act wonky when it picks up. Yep. So, lost communication with instrument panel cluster. Another U code. So, again, that could have been when I had the battery changed. I don't know. So, we'll just erase them. They're documented here if anything comes up. But, like I said, there's been no lights or anything. So, it erased all those codes there. So, that's cool. Let's go ahead and start it up real quick and see like live data and stuff. So let's look at data for the look at all these modules. Hopefully, I mean, this isn't like a Ford, obviously, a Ford scan tool where you're going to be able to view everything. There's probably things on here that aren't accessible through an aftermarket scan tool that I can only access through like the Ford IDS at work or something. But like I said, as you can see, this thing can do quite a bit. We'll just look at PCM just for the fun of it. So live data. Alright, so I think there's a way that you can actually change like the values and stuff. So there are some things that I probably, might need to change because I'm not used to looking. But there's so much data that you can access. See, like Celsius, ambient air temperature, 25 degrees Celsius. Setting. Can you change it? Maybe not. We're still learning stuff. You can record things, so that's cool. Brake pedal position. Oh, brakes on. So, and I think if you click like the little squares, you can, get rid of some data. DTC count 0. Desired engine RPM, idle speed 775. We should have misfire counters if I'm not mistaken. Fuel level 69.8%, 0 to 100%, so that's about accurate. Closed loop. Fuel tank pressure. We could probably, if you hit the little arrow, yeah, it could like graph it and stuff for you. Maybe not that particular one. What's this do? Oh, just text probably. Here, let's try to find something. What's this? Yeah, like this here. Yeah, see? That's so cool. Go back to text. Well, that's cool. Mass airflow. Misfire status. I thought maybe the misfire thing would have been in there, but it might be under like a different thing or something. What's this guy? See, so I may not either have this particular module in this car, or this thing won't, be able to read it because maybe it's a Ford only thing. What's this guy? Well, the FCIM, we should be able to read stuff with that. Yeah, so that would be, like I said, it's basically like the whole instrument panel. So CD button, if we hit one of those buttons, it probably will show something. So if I hit CD, depressed, release, depress, release, you know, so stuff like that. Auxiliary button, I just hit media, so it went, you know, so that's pretty cool. Eject button, enter button. Volume up, volume down. It reads pretty quick, so there doesn't seem like there's really any lag with that. But that's not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's the actual FCIM. The reason why I want to know this is because my brother, on his Fusion, he's been having a problem with hooking his Bluetooth up, and every time he turns Bluetooth on, the Bluetooth disables automatically. Okay, so the FCIM, that's the rest of this stuff, like the climate buttons, it looks like. Fan motor speed, so blower motor, air conditioning just turned on, blower motor speed. It's like duty cycle, so it's probably going to go up. So it's on high now. Yeah, see, so it just went up. Turn it down. So we'll turn that off. AC off. So this is cool too, because if something happens to any of these blower motor or you know, blend door actuators and stuff, I could see exactly if the controls are picking up that that's where it's supposed to be, and that could help where the actuator is supposed to be also. Like, see, panel inactive, so panel, that would be coming out of the front vents. Oh, that's for the button, so if I hold the button, you see how it says active. Okay. So turn that back off. Oh, APPAREL, that might be it. Hope you guys aren't bored with this vlog. It's just me going through this scan tool and whatnot. And again, there's a, there we go, Bluetooth device connected, yes. Bluetooth paired device, yes. Okay, so in a way I don't know really what that tells me. Let's head over to the Grand Am real quick and take a look at a code that might be stored in it at this point. Alright, so we're in the Grand Am now. Let's go ahead and get the key in. This one might be tricky because that DLC down there, I think, kind of gets loose. I think if I get this up one click, I'm not going to turn it on, but one click will disable the headlights. Yep. Let's turn that down. Alright, so we'll see how what we can do with older cars. So we'll auto detect, hopefully it's all connected. We got the vehicle. It knows it's a GT, so that's cool. Now, remember a little while ago, it was still like in the winter time, we had a weird issue with the ABS. The ABS, the service vehicle soon, and track off light came on, and it was like for one day. And I remember we scanned it. It had a code for the front driver's side speed sensor, and I wiggled the connector, and then it went out, and I hadn't had a problem with it ever since. Well, as of the last few days, every now and then we've had unintended ABS activation, and those 3 lights came on for one day. So I want to see if anything might be in there. The powertrain, I know what that is. One's going to be, I think, an evap leak, and the other one's going to be for inefficient cat. So let's see if it's the same issue that might have been here. And left front excessive wheel speed sensor variation. it's a history. Yes, it is, because I haven't seen it in like a week. C1225. So honestly, something's telling me that either we do have some sort of funky issue with that particular sensor or the wiring, or I have a hub that's gonna have to be replaced, because if the sensor or the hub, the wheel speed sensor is going bad, it's in the hub, and that hub might be on its way out. So that is a thing. So I could erase it. You know what? We'll erase it. It's there. And you know what? If it comes back, it's gonna come back, and we'll know. So read codes. No codes. Okay. And we have live data. So if I wanted to, I could look at each wheel sensor and actually see how that, oh, maybe not. I thought I did. Maybe it's with this. It may be. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, wheel speed. So I can look and see if all of these values are going to match one another once I figure out how to change it to miles per hour. Hope I didn't go back too far. Let's see if I'm right with this. It's going to be an evap code and probably the cat inefficient. Yep. No, they're both cat evaps. I'm not even getting a code for inefficient cat now. That's funny. So I just went ahead and started the Grand Am up. Literally just started it up, just to see how this works. And I figured out how to get everything into like English Fahrenheit and stuff instead of metric. So that's good. This thing hasn't ran in like 2 days, so it's probably a good thing I started it up. Wow, my fuel trim is like near perfect. Wow, that's cool. -1, +1, that's like right on the money. Now, of course, it's still obviously cold. Here, I could probably turn this. Oh wait, I don't want to shine the light in their house. Never mind, we'll leave the lights off. We're gonna wrap this video up here anyway. Here in a second. Look at that! I am so impressed by how this fuel trim looks. Long term, 0. I did not think that it was running, that well. The thing I did see on this menu was we do have other various, engine menus, almost like what the Tech 2 allowed me to look at. These two things here, these oxygen sensors, those are changing almost at the same rate. Hence the inefficient cat. It's not missing. I thought last time I had a scan tool hooked up to this, one of these had like a miss every so often. Nothing crazy like the Aztec, but yeah, so far so good. Cool. And another awesome thing that, I was just looking at is if you're in the service menu, or not service, I'm sorry, shop manager, and you look at vehicle history, it'll show you the vehicles that we had looked up already, and it even shows things like DTC count and whatnot. So if we click on the Grand Am, and it shows you obviously the car, any notes, you can put down customer information, shows you all of the scan reports and which modules showed how many faults and whatnot, and it even gave you the faults that were detected. So that's pretty cool. That could come in handy if we look at the Fusion. It's in kilometers.
Probably after after I changed it, maybe, or before I changed it, all the modules that passed and whatnot. Yeah, so workshop information. Oh, that's cool. This information will appear on the header of printer reports. You can print all this stuff out with like a wireless printer, I think. Um, Data manager. There's there's just so many things that you can do with this apparently. Search. Yeah, so there.
Now, it's going to take some time to get used to this. It's going to take some time to, remember how to interpret, a lot of this stuff. I haven't really used any of the technical data on a scan tool since I've been in school, to be quite honest. So it all kind of has to like refresh and come back to me at some point. But yeah, I'm just so happy that I got this, and I'm sure in time, it'll show up in some other vlogs. And even though I work at a Ford dealership, and most of the Fords, all of the Fords technically, we use the IDS, which is a specific Ford software with our scan tools at work. This will come in handy, like if I can't get my hands on an IDS at the time, or when I have, again, other cars that aren't necessarily Fords. Um, you know, it's just something that I feel is going to eventually be really, really useful, being in the automotive field. So maybe in time, once I learn more about it, I can give you guys another update about it if you're thinking about getting one of these. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you didn't find this to be boring. I just wanted to take you guys along with me as we just kind of go through this and just look at a variety of different things with the Autel MaxiCheck MX808 scan tool. So that is pretty much all that I have for tonight's vlog. Again, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. And that is all that I have for tonight. So I do, again, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.